Welcome, dear viewers, to Diabetes Hope Channel, the channel where we educate you, motivate you, and encourage you to control your diabetes and probably reverse it. This is the place where you find hope. I am your co-host, Nyambura Malenge, and our host is
Wanjiko Dongo.
Welcome, Wanjiko Ndongo.
Nice to see you, Sarah.
Nice to see you too. How have you been?
I have been very well.
Thank God.
And it's so nice to see our viewers. They are not afraid of fasting.
I hope so. So, Mwalimu, what do you have for us today?
So today, dear viewers, we are going to talk about how we are going to carry out the fasting in the month of February.
Okay.
We want to do a 30 days fast.
Okay.
So we are doing it in the month of February and the first few days of the month of March.
Okay.
And we are going to do it in 3 phases. We are going to have phase 1,
Okay.
phase 2, and phase 3.
Okay.
Now, in phase 1, we will fast for 10 days
Okay.
for 16 hours. Meaning, for the first 10 days of the month of February,
Yes.
we will fast for 16 hours.
Okay.
And we are going to eat within an 8-hour window.
Okay.
And then we are going to go to phase 2.
Okay.
And in phase 2, we are going to fast for the next 10 days.
Okay.
And we are going to fast for 18 hours.
Okay.
And we are going to eat within a 6-hour window.
Okay, you've increased it by 2 hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then after that, we are going to go to phase 3. And within phase 3, we are going to fast for 20 hours. And we are going to eat within a 4-hour window.
Okay.
Yes, so we are going to increase the fasting, and this will not be too strenuous for our viewers because they will already have gotten used to a bit of fasting.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mwalimu, what you're trying to tell us is, not trying actually, what you're telling us is that we are not going to eat for 16 hours and I will not die. Viewers.
Sarah, imagine this is not difficult.
Okay.
Because most of those hours, you will be asleep.
Okay.
For example, imagine that you eat your last meal in the evening at 8 o'clock. So at 8, you're done with eating.
Yes.
So then count 16 hours. So from 8 in the evening to 8 in the morning, those are already 12 hours, and you are asleep. You get it?
Yes.
So now from 8 in the morning, we are going to add how many hours? 4 hours.
Yes. When
So
we're doing
it is
16.
Yeah, so it is 9, 10, 11, 12. So what we are saying is that you will eat at 12.
Okay.
Sarah, do you think you'll be dead by 12?
We'll see. Dear viewers, if you don't see me in the next episode, no, I died from fasting. Hey. Okay, so Mwalimu, when I'm fasting, okay, what am I allowed to take?
Okay, dear viewers, when you are fasting, a lot of people are used to taking something. And for this particular fast, we shall allow you to take 2 things.
Okay.
Especially early in the morning when you wake up, you can take a glass of warm water.
Okay.
But we don't want you to put lemon because lemon too has a bit of sugar. And we don't want to trigger insulin at all.
Okay.
What you can take a cup of tea without milk.
Okay.
And you can also, for those who take coffee, you can take coffee but without milk.
So black coffee, black tea.
Or water.
Okay.
And you stay, for the first phase, you will stay up to 12 without taking anything else.
Okay.
So we will say you will have fasted for 16 hours. And this is what we call intermittent fasting.
Okay.
These are very short-term fasts.
Okay.
And they are carried out over a long period of time.
Okay.
So that they can be effective. Now, their beauty is that they are not taxing. They are not like a 3-day fast. or a 4-day fast, or a 5-day fast. But if you want them to be effective, if you want to feel the effects of such a fast, then you have to do it over a long period of time. For example, that's why we are taking a whole month, so that we can be able to see the real effect of these short-term fasts.
Okay. And Mwalimu, with these fasts, do you see any changes?
Absolutely, Sarah.
Such as?
For those guys that have a lot of weight, they will start to see their weight come down.
Okay.
For individuals that are diabetic, they will see that their sugars are also coming down.
Okay.
And even for those people with blood pressure, which is actually a sister disease of diabetes, they will start to see the pressure coming down.
Wait. Blood pressure is a sister. Diseases have sisters. Mwalimu.
Imagine, Sarah, for those people that have diabetes, I can assure you as day, if they do not control it, the sister disease will crop in. And this is why it is so important for diabetics to control their sugars, so that they do not now get the second disease, which is blood pressure, and finally they will get the third disease,
a brother.
And this one, we actually call it type 3 diabetes or dementia. That is why it is so important to control diabetes at a very early age.
I think that's a brother.
Before we get the cousins.
Yes. So please, let's join in this fast.
Now, Sarah, we have asked our viewers to join the WhatsApp group.
Yes, we have.
And this is very important. This is because, as we said, fasting alone is not good.
Yes.
It is good to be in the presence of others, because within the WhatsApp group, we are able to encourage each other.
Yes.
We are able to report what we are feeling.
Yes.
We are able to share the experiences. And we are also able to encourage one another. And as we read these testimonies and we see the changes that are happening in the bodies,
yes,
then we are more encouraged to continue with the fasting. Yes.
And Mwalimu, will we all be fasting at the same time, considering that some of us are on different time zones?
Not exactly.
Okay.
What is important is that we are in agreement that within the first 10 days, we are fasting for 16 hours.
Okay.
But our jobs are different, and therefore the starting time and the ending time may be different.
Okay.
So for some people, they may stop their supper at 8.
Okay.
For some people, they can stop their supper at 7. For some people, they can even stop their supper at 6.
Okay.
All what is important is to count the hours, so that you know if you stop 6, this is when you start. If you stop 7, this is when you start. If you stop 8, this is when you start.
Okay. Yes. Noted. Good. So what you're saying is we need to see what works for each one of us. As long as you have fasted for 16 hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So after the 16 hours fast, do I indulge in some French fries or a whole plate of white rice? Mwalimu, what are we supposed to eat after the fast? Because I will be so hungry. I will want to eat anything I see. Mandazi.
Dear viewers, leave Sarah alone. We know the way that we are supposed to eat, especially when we are diabetic. The agreement is, if we must eat, and not the words I have used, it's not necessary to eat really.
Okay.
But if we must eat lunch, then we must make sure that it is a low glycemic index food.
Okay.
Meaning that the sugars in this particular food should be very low, and for sure it must not be processed food.
What do you mean by that?
It simply means you should not eat bread. You should not eat rice. You should not eat ugari. You should not eat sweet potatoes. You should not enjoy your chips. We cannot be doing a cleansing and at the same time we are putting a lot of dirt in our bodies.
Okay.
So this means that what you eat becomes very important.
Okay.
Yes.
So I need to keep away from all starchy foods.
Yes, as we have agreed, just start forgetting the starchy foods. I know they taste sweet, but just start forgetting them.
The rice. The rice. So then what will we eat?
I would really recommend our viewers to eat something that is very healthy.
Okay.
For example, after the 16 hours, why not take a smoothie? Feels very nice to take a smoothie.
Okay.
Why not take a salad? Why not take a juice? And if those are not possible, then maybe you can take an egg or you can eat some vegetables.
Okay.
Just ensure that the things that you take, they are not starchy.
Okay, so what you're recommending actually is I take something from everything you mentioned. It sounded very raw. So what you're recommending is I go raw again.
Dear viewers, you know it works. We have done it before.
Yes, it
Why
does.
Why stop a formula that works?
Okay. So Mwalimu is recommending after the fast, you take some raw food.
But anyway, for the sake of Sarah,
Yeah.
if you must take something cooked, you can take some meat, you can take some fish, you can take some chicken. Do you want me to add sausages? Anyway, I think the best option is for our dear viewers, let it be 75% raw,
Okay.
and then you can make it 25% cooked.
Okay.
But the cooked have to
Should
also
be.
be healthy
Okay.
and low carb.
Okay. And Mwalimu, can we have supper?
Yes, because our fasting ended at around 12.
Okay.
It is possible to accommodate lunch, and it is also possible to accommodate supper.
Okay.
What is very important is that even the supper that is taken, it has to be raw carbs.
Okay.
So that we are not negotiating. Raw carbs, raw carbs, raw
Low
carbs.
carbs. Okay.
Yes.
And what challenges, Mwalimu, do you expect the fasters to encounter during the 16 hours fast?
Now, Sarah, one thing I can tell you is that because this is something that our viewers are not used to, the first thing is forgetting.
Okay.
Especially the first 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
You will just wake up, you don't remember, and
Yes.
before you know it, your food is on the table. And sometimes you've finished all of it.
Yes.
And I can tell you this because I've had a lot of experiences.
Okay.
I always prefer to fast on Wednesdays. And there are many times. By the time I remember it's Wednesday,
And you've already taken
my
a
smoothie is already done. And so, dear viewers, when this happens, please don't be suicidal.
I know. But you feel so guilty.
It is not really the end of the world.
True.
And when that happens, what you just need to do is to prolong your fast.
Okay.
So pay the penalty by staying a little longer. So if yours were 16, now know that you may need to add them so that the effect of that fasting can be felt.
Okay.
Yes. It is also possible for you to plan in such a way that you do not forget.
Okay.
For example, you can announce to family members so that they are able to remind you that you are fasting. They are able to hold you accountable.
Okay.
For example, if you are the person that is cooking, once you place the tea on the table, other members will remind you
you're fasting.
And so this becomes easier when you involve them,
Yes.
so that they can encourage you to continue with the fast.
True.
The other thing you can do is that you can write your fasting goals on a
Okay.
piece of paper, and you can place that piece of paper where you are most likely to go the first thing in the morning. For some of us, it could be the bathroom.
Ah, yes.
So you can stick that paper in the bathroom saying, I am fasting. And once you see it, it reminds you that you are
Yes.
fasting.
Okay.
Maybe the first place you go is the mirror. For us ladies, we have already forgotten in the night how we look. So we will likely go to the mirror, and once we are at the mirror, there is a watchman telling
Yes,
you are fasting. And these are small tips, but they are
Yes.
very, very important.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mwalimu, when I'm doing a 16 hours fasting, what do you recommend? I sleep all day?
Dear viewers, a 16-hour day fast is very short, Sarah.
Okay.
Remember, we said that most of the time you're asleep.
Okay.
So if you stopped eating at 8, it then means that you're going to start eating at 12. That is a very short time. And for a lot of people, you can simply carry on with your daily activities.
Okay.
So that means you do not need to rest. You can just move on as if nothing has happened.
Okay.
Unless, of course, somebody is doing some manual work.
Okay.
So the manual work may look a bit taxing. But even that, those are not too many hours.
Yeah.
But if somebody feels that they are weak, maybe they can reduce the activity that is too taxing within the period of fasting.
Okay.
Now, during this time of fasting, it is important that you take a lot of water.
Okay.
The body is tuned to eating, and the body tells you once you wake up in the morning to eat, if you are used to eat. And therefore it is possible for you to wake up and feel hunger. Not because you are hungry, but because the body is already tuned.
Okay.
So every time you feel hungry when you're fasting, just take a glass of water. If you feel hungry again, just take a glass of water.
Okay.
And you realize when you do not put up to the demands of the body will obey.
Ah.
Yes. Also, when you are fasting,
Yes.
it is important to distract your mind.
Okay.
Because the mind just simply thinks about food.
Yes.
That is when you hear even the smells of your neighbor. You get out and you hear that one is cooking chapati.
Yes.
You get out, another one is cooking roast meat. So it is important for you to distract your mind. For example, you can put in music and keep on singing, enjoying the music.
True.
Just do something that is important
pray.
to you, or you
Use
even
that
pray.
time to pray.
Yeah. Just do something that interests you, something that distracts you, so
Okay.
that you do not think about the food or the time.
Okay.
You see, Sarah, our minds have already been wired and programmed to eat many times in a day.
Sure.
For example, we have already been programmed to eat breakfast.
Yes.
We have been programmed to eat lunch.
Yes.
And we have been programmed to eat supper. And there are some people who are just programmed even to eat snacks
Yes,
in between
yes.
those major meals,
Yes.
which is a very bad idea. And one of the reasons that fasting is important is that we can use fasting to reprogram the mind.
Okay.
Because we want the mind to respond to hunger and not to respond to timings.
Ah.
You should eat when you are hungry, but
eat
not
because
because it is time to eat. There is nothing like time to eat. Eat when you are hungry. So if you wake up in the morning and you're not hungry, take a cup of water and go. If you get hungry at 10 o'clock, then eat at that time. Then you can go for another 6, 7, 8 hours and eat when you're hungry. If it is supper time and you're not hungry, imagine you don't have to eat. And so the beauty of fasting is that it's able to bring that reprogramming so that we learn to sense to what our bodies are saying and to eat only when it is necessary.
My son would really love this gospel.
But remember, your son is young.
Yes, I know.
He needs to eat many times.
He does.
Because he's young. But dear viewers, if you are above 40, 3 meals a day will kill you.
So what are the likely benefits of the first 10 days fast? What are we likely to see?
Now, 10 days fast, especially when it's 16 hours, is a very short fast. But we are still likely to see a bit of benefits. For example, we are likely to see that we no longer crave for food.
Okay.
We are able to reduce the cravings for food.
Okay.
And this is very important. For people who are diabetic, we are definitely going to see lower blood sugars, especially the fasting blood sugars. For individuals with blood pressure, we are going to see lower blood pressure. For people that have a lot of weight, for example, somebody weighing 100 kgs, those ones are going to see weight loss. But for people who are a bit more skinny, who are within their weight limit, then they may just see a few pounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And I think in totality, you're just going to feel good.
I can assure our viewers, when you start, it's a bit difficult, but once you move on, it gets very, very good. You feel much lighter. You feel much happier because you're not digesting food. There's a way the body feels better when we do not have a lot of food within the system.
Because you're not overburdening it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are going to have happier people after the 10 days. We should find somewhere to go for dancing.
So you can imagine after the 10 days, this is what is going to happen. Yes. What about after 30 days? Ooh, looking forward.
Things will be great. And so, dear viewers, I hope that is not too difficult. So today we have concentrated on the first phase of 10 days.
Okay.
And in our later episodes, we are going to look at the next 10 days. And we're also going to give testimonies of how people are doing within the WhatsApp group. Okay. And what are their experiences. Okay. I am really, really looking forward to this fast.
Same here.
But for me, it's goodbye for now.
Thank you very much, Mwalimu. That was a lovely lesson. So thank you, dear viewers, even for your continued support. So now we know that from 1st of Feb, we are supposed to fast for 16 hours and eat for 8. So I look forward to seeing more of you in the WhatsApp group so that we can encourage each other. Yeah. So for those who have not subscribed, please do so, and remember to like and share and comment. Tell us what's happening with you. Has Diabetes Hope Channel helped you in any way? Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye.